Okay, so believe it or not, these equations that we show you each day in math class, they're not just numbers to puzzle you or make you stressed out. They're actually usually so that we can represent real world situations. So let me show you what I mean. Like, so for example, maybe I'm trying to give my students candy in my class, okay? And I'm gonna get like one of those packs of like, or no, I'm gonna get like options so different kids could get different kinds, right? I'm gonna get each kid 2 pieces of candy. So this is gonna be my number of students. So X will represent however many students I have. And each class has a different number of students, okay? So X might be my number of students, and each student is gonna get 2 pieces of candy. So I'm gonna say times 2. So however many students I have times 2. So 2 pieces of candy. Great handwriting here. Okay. And then I want to get a few extras just in case for maybe if someone doesn't like a certain kind, give them some choices, or maybe I want to give some teachers. So I'm going to add 8 more just in case. Okay. So let's do some scenarios. Let's see, how do we evaluate? Evaluate means that I'm going to put some different numbers in for the number of students for that variable to see how much I need for each class. So for example, in my 9B class, I have 31 students. So in my 9B class, I'm going to have my X is going to equal 31. So let's see, when X, let's use a different color here. So when X equals 31, how many will I need for that class? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to evaluate, and evaluate just means like substitute. So I'm going to take my original equation to, instead of the X, I'm going to substitute. And when you sub out of a basketball game, the person comes out, the X is no longer there, right? You don't keep, when you sub into a basketball game, the other player doesn't stay, they leave. So we're gonna get rid of the X and put the 31 there instead. And now we're going to evaluate, we're just gonna do this math. 2 times 31, 62, plus 8, 70. So for my 9B class, I need 70 pieces of candy. So for my 9B class, I need 70 pieces. Now, what about for my other class? Let's see, I've got in my other class, I have 29 students. In my 9C class, I've got 29 students. So let's see what happens when X, what about when X is 29? So we'll put 20, oh, that's in the way, isn't it? When X is 29, we'll put it over here. When X is 29, we substitute again. Instead of the X, we put a 29. 2 times 29. What's that going to be? 58 plus 8, 66. So for my 9C class, I need 66 pieces of candy. Okay? So now I might have a different scenario where I have an X and a Y that I don't know. So let's make up a scenario for this. Maybe I have, maybe I work at a zoo and I'm trying to feed all of the reptiles. So let's say that all of the snakes need 2, how about they eat rats? Yeah. So each of the snakes eats 2 rats a week. So my number of snakes here, and each of the lizards eat 3 rats a week. I know this is a random example. There's other things you could use this for, I swear, but this is funny. So they eat 3 rats a week. So what if my X equals my number of snakes? What if I have 5 snakes and I have 3 lizards? Let's substitute. So we're going to substitute. Instead of the X, we're going to put a 5. Instead of the Y, we're going to put a 3. And we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to do that math out, do the calculation. 3 times 3. How many rats am I going to need? 10 plus 9, I need 19 rats to feed those rats.